Hey guys, my name's Garrett and welcome back to my channel. I do makeup. And we are here in the 30 Days to Halloween series for 2016, and I'm going to talk to you today about the concept of gluing things to your body. So, this is SpiritGum. SpiritGum is an adhesive that is safe to glue things to your skin with. However, before you think about buying anything or adding appliances to your face, it's really important that you test it. Because it is possible that you could be allergic to SpiritGum. Just like people are allergic to latex, you can be allergic to SpiritGum. So before you go ahead and buy a big bottle like this, you might want to buy a smaller bottle, or test out the bottle that comes with your kit. Just put a little patch in your skin, and let it sit there for a little bit, and see what happens and see if you react to it. You'll know by the time that it dries, because it takes about 5 minutes to dry. So today I'm going to show you basic on what SpiritGum is, how to use SpiritGum, and some tips and techniques to make it better adhere things to your skin. And it can pretty much adhere anything to your skin. So here we go. Guys, for this project what we're going to need is we are going to need 1 bottle of SpiritGum, 1 SpiritGum remover, and just some objects. And I'm going to attach these just to my arm, so you can kind of see how glue works. So we're going to need the SpiritGum to start, and let's go ahead and open that up. And pick an area to glue to. So I'm going to glue to my arm right here. And normally in the smaller bottles there's a nail polish applicator on the bottom of the lid, but since we don't have one, we're going to use a Q-tip. The bigger bottles don't come with them. Some of them do, some of them don't, but for the most part they don't. And you just want to smear a nice, clean, even layer onto your arm. When I say that, it doesn't mean be skimpy with the glue, it just means don't have it real gloppy. It'll take way too long to dry. Now we're going to take our bottle, and this is a contact adhesive, so we want the glue on both objects, the object being glued, and the place where the object is being glued to. So we're going to take this little bottle, and we need to dry the alcohol out of the glue. The whole point of this is to let it dry completely, so we have to burn off that alcohol in the glue. So I'm just going to take this little card right here and fan it until it's dry. Oh, it looks like I made a mistake. You always want to make sure you close your SpiritGum. Like I said, we're burning off the alcohol in the glue to make it dry and become sticky, so if you let your bottle completely dry out, then you won't be able to use the glue. And on a lot of the kits, they come with really small bottles, and it is possible to burn out the entire bottle of SpiritGum prior to finishing your application. I've done it before, sadly enough to say. So we just want to go until it's dry. It's feeling nice and dry on my arm. The bottle is still a little tacky, so just give it a couple more seconds to dry. And then once it's dry, here's the important part. So now we do need to put another layer of glue down on the object or objects. So if you really want a strong adhesion, go ahead and put the glue on both objects, the object being glued and the object being glued to. Or you can just put it on one layer. It can work. It just creates a little bit less of an adhesion. Still works perfectly fine. Also, if your skin isn't really oily, you might not need that second layer. Mine, when I sweat a lot, so I might want to go ahead and put on both layers. So now that I'm on my second layer on both objects, once again, we gotta burn off the alcohol. So this time, instead of 5 minutes, we're only gonna go about 2.5, just to kind of get it tacky. We don't want it to be completely dry, but we don't want it to be too wet, because then it won't dry out fast enough. So now it's nice and tacky, and we're just gonna take it and we're gonna line it up to the spot on our arm, and we're gonna get it right lined up, and we're gonna push it on, and here's the strange part, pull it right back off. We're going to do this a couple times. Each time it makes these little filaments, and it increases the contact adhesion. We're actually activating the glue here. It actually makes it stick more. Now this might seem strange, but even on facial prosthetics, you do the same thing. With foam, with latex, you push it on and then pull it off. And as you can see, more and more of my skin comes up each time, and there we go. Once you get a good portion of the object actually sticking, we're going to go ahead and glue that baby on. So you want to hold it on your arm for about 30 seconds to a minute. And depending on the weight of the object, you might need to hold it longer. And depending on the size of the object, you might need to hold it longer. A lot of things are really thin and porous, like latex, that are actual prosthetics. And they tend to absorb some of the alcohol, so it burns off faster. That's why it dried faster on my arm than on the little bottle. So I'm just going to fan here once again, get some of the alcohol to burn off. And it looks like it's nice and tacky and stuck right to my arm. Now, just to show you that it's nice and glued, I'm gonna do a little hand dance. Do a little hand dance, do a little hand dance. That's right, that's right. Now jellyfish, hand dance, do a little hand dance. See, nice and tight, and it didn't fall off. So it's stuck on nice and good. That is a good prosthetic. That would work for Halloween. Now, since that's done, I'm gonna go ahead and, how about we do another bigger object? So this is a glass bottle. It is a 16-ounce glass bottle that I just had laminated at one time. So I'm gonna glue that to my arm just to show you how strong SpiritGum can be. So I'm gonna find a nice clean spot that'll fit. My forearm looks like the right choice. And we're gonna do the exact same process. So take our SpiritGum, put a nice clean thin layer on, not being skimpy, and letting that dry, as well as putting the layer on the object itself and letting that dry. And then once both of those objects are dry, we add a second layer. And with that second layer, we don't dry it fully, so we're not gonna do the full 5 minutes like we are here. We're just gonna do the 2.5. And in case you can't tell, I have sped this up dramatically just to help cut off the time of the video so you can get the explanation and not have to watch things dry. Nothing funner than watching paint dry, right? No. Alright, so once they are dry though, we're gonna do that second layer, get it nice and tacky. And this is sped up 10 times. It really did take 5 minutes, I promise you. Second layer. This one goes much quicker, I promise. Alright. Lid back on the bottle. Very important, do not dry out your glue. And remember, we're going for tacky, and you can tell by when touching it together, you feel it sticking, but you don't feel it wet. It'll just be sticking. It's like spray glue, you know, when you get it stuck on your finger and you're like, whoa! Alright, now that they're both tacky, we're just going to place that object on. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing. Now, if you look real closely, you see those little filaments being built between the bottle? It's kind of gross, actually, but it works really well. And same concept, we want to keep going until a good portion of our skin sticks. And it looks like that's about right. There. And so now we're just going to stick that bottle on our arm. And this is a heavier object. We can't just let it free float while drying. We're going to have to hold it the whole time. So now we're going to hold it about 30 seconds to a minute. And I'm holding it about 30 seconds here. And it's not quite there, so I'm going to hold it just a little bit longer. This one might take more like 3 minutes. The heavier the object and the less porous it is, the longer it'll take. So a glass object is not porous at all, so it will take longer. There we go, look at it dangling. Dingly, 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 dingly. And keep that in mind. So if you have latex, it's going to take longer than foam. And if you have silicone, it's going to take even longer. There we go. See, it's not falling off. Now that it's done, there we go. Just pick it up one more time, show you nice and strong. It's stuck on. We're going to remove the object. So yeah, we're going to take another Q-tip, and this time we're going to go into our SpiritGum remover. So we're just going to dip it, in there. And then we're going to start at the edge, and we're going to slowly just go back and forth. You are not forcing the object off your arm. You can damage your skin if you do that. You're letting the glue be dissolved by a solvent. And so the SpiritGum remover breaks down the glue and allows it to become free from your arm. It's very important that you do not force this, especially if you have a prosthetic you want to reuse. If you spend all your time making a beautiful prosthetic and then rip it off your face, it can tear. And then it can also tear your skin, which will make you in pain, and then you will not be so happy and so forgiving next time you want to apply prosthetics to your face. So literally, we're just going back and forth slowly, removing the object from our arm. And as you can see, it doesn't take much to do it. Just a little back and forth motion and a little bit of the dab. So a dippy dippy, rubby rubby. See it? Flingy flingy flingy. Dippy dippy, rubby rubby. Flingy flingy flingy. Pretty simple. Now, we've removed the objects from our arm, but there's still going to be glue residue on the object itself and your arm. So, funny enough, this little green bottle happens to be 90% rubbing alcohol, and rubbing alcohol will also work to remove SpiritGum. So, if you don't have SpiritGum remover, you can use rubbing alcohol. And here, I'm just going to spray this on my arm, and I'm going to use it to remove the residue. Keep in mind, once again, this is a solvent. It will break down the glue over time, so you want to give it time to break down the glue. You don't want to start just rubbing it immediately. Now, I am going to take a Q-tip here and kind of work it in a little bit to kind of ease into the glue, because most of the glue was already off, because I've been rubbing with a Q-tip. but you want to give it some time to break down. You don't want to just spray it and wipe it right off, because then you're just going to waste all your alcohol. Spray, wipe, spray, wipe, spray, wipe. No glue comes off. And it usually takes about, like, a good 2 to 3 minutes to clean up any area that's been glued, so keep that in mind. At the end of the day, you're going to be tired, you're going to be hot, you're going to be sweaty, you want to get out of your Halloween makeup so bad! But give yourself time to remove it correctly. So here I'm just taking a cotton pad, and I'm just going to spray and rub my arm until it all comes off. Now the glue will start pilling, not peeling, but pilling. It'll start turning into little rubber balls. And this little rubber ball, you can literally just pick it off your skin. At this point, the gum is completely undangerous, and you can pretty much peel it off because it'll pretty much be just a bunch of little rubbery boogers. So just peel the little rubbery boogers off your arm and you'll be golden. And then once the area is clean, that's it. That is how easy and simple it is to glue anything to your body and remove it from your body. So it's not rocket science, and it's nothing to be scared of. Just make sure you do it the proper way and take regard to the fact that gluing around your eyes and your mouth can be dangerous. So you want to always give any opening to your body space. Like, I wouldn't want to glue something directly onto this little wound I have on my wrist caused by my watch when I got out of the shower. But at the same time, you know, it wouldn't hurt it that bad. But your eyes, you don't want to glue your eyes shut. You do not want to glue your lips. It's not good. And that's it, guys. It's that easy to use SpiritGum. So please, be frivolous this Halloween. Buy a prosthetic and glue it to your body somewhere. And just be careful, though, because remember, open orifices can be dangerous places to glue to. So if you like this video, guys, please comment, like, and subscribe below. And just remember, with makeup, you can be whoever you want to be. I hope you enjoy your Halloween this season, and I will see you later this month for the 30 Days of Halloween. Bye-bye!